The Biden administration says that it's going to be taking some action, but I want to start here in Pennsylvania tonight. Independent voters are going to play a key role in the upcoming presidential election. We all know that, especially in swing states. Pennsylvania, one of 7 battlegrounds that could decide who gets 4 more years. And their primary is just over a week away. More than 1 million registered voters, though, will not be allowed to cast their ballots. Why? Because they're independents.
Nick Troiano is the executive director of Unite America and an author of a book called The Primary Solution. Nick is joining us tonight. Thank you so much for your time. So closed primaries, Pennsylvania is not unique. They're not the only state to have them. But why do you oppose a closed primary in Pennsylvania specifically?
Well, thanks for having me. And I'm coming to you from an unprimary rally where there's 150 Pennsylvanians, students, veterans, independents, Republicans, Democrats gathered because we all believe in one thing, which is that every voter should be able to vote for any candidate in every taxpayer-funded election. These are elections that are run by the government, funded by all the taxpayers. Everyone should have a right to vote.
Well, Nick, why not just join a party? I used to live in Florida, and everyone I knew, regardless of how they felt, would register Republican because in that county, they knew the Republican race was the one that mattered. Why not just sign up on paper?
Well, no one should be coerced into joining a private organization to have a voice in our democracy. Right now, there are more independents in our country than there are either Democrats or Republicans. And while the parties should be free to recruit, support, and endorse their own candidates, our elections belong to we the people, and our leaders need to represent all of us. And so what we're saying is that our primary system should be open to every voter. And in the general elections, those candidates should earn true majority support. Right now in our Congress, 83% of congressional districts are decided in the primary. The primary is the whole ball game. And only 8% of voters nationally decided those primaries in the last election. So if we want a government that has the consent of the governed, we need all voters to be able to participate in all elections, including the most consequential ones in our primaries.
Well, Nick, you're saying every voter should be able to vote for every candidate in the election. So are you wanting independents to be able to just come in and say, I want a Democratic or a Republican ballot? Or do you want all voters to be able to come in and just say which ballot they want?
Primary?
Democrat, right.
Okay.
And states that have, anyone in Virginia, for example, you go in, you sign in, and you pick your ballot. Is that what you're going for everyone, or you just want to give independents the chance to have their pick?
Well, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. In the 15 states where independents don't have a right to vote, they should at least be able to choose which party's primary to participate in. But if we were to wave a magic wand and implement an ideal system, it would look like what Alaska did in 2020, which is to replace both parties' primaries with a single all-candidate primary. You can vote for a Democrat in one race or a Republican in another, and the top finishers go to the general election. That's up to every state to decide. And right now in Pennsylvania, there's an effort to at least allow independents to vote. It's a bipartisan bill in the state legislature. All 5 former governors, Democrats and Republicans, support it. And this is the year for the legislature to act, even out of their own self-interest, because it's these independents that are going to decide critical statewide elections. It will decide the presidential election in Pennsylvania, which may wind up impacting the election for the whole country.
So what is your dream then? Because, for instance, you mentioned Alaska. We probably have a Senator Murkowski because of the system that they implemented, because she was too moderate for a lot of people who maybe liked her before. Are you thinking we would get more moderate consensus candidates if you guys were allowed to vote?
We'd surely get more representatives who are incentivized to represent all of their constituents, not just the 8% of their party base that vote in primaries and in low turnout elections that have been hijacked by partisan activists and special interests. So that might look like a more conservative person in a red state or a more progressive person in a blue state, but these are going to be leaders who represent a majority of us, and leaders who don't have to worry about getting primaried out of office if they dare work across the aisle to solve a problem. Right now in our political system, the more likely someone is to do their job, the more likely it is they lose their job. That doesn't work in any other aspect of our society, and that's the reason why our politics are so broken today.
Well, as someone who covers Congress, I certainly would appreciate seeing a little more compromise in that building, that's for sure. Nick Troiano with Unite America, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.